He checked the departure board one last time, heart pounding, flight closed. In that moment, everything he thought was ruined quietly began. If you've ever believed that a single moment can change a life, stay with this story until the end, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this deserve to be shared. Ethan Brooks stood in the crowded airport with his 5-year-old daughter Lily asleep against his chest, her small arms wrapped around his neck like she knew he needed the strength. He was a single dad running on exhaustion, love, and barely enough money. This flight was supposed to take them to a new beginning, a job interview in another city, a chance to finally breathe after years of struggle. Missing it felt like the universe closing the last open door. As Ethan lowered himself onto a metal bench near the terminal exit, he noticed her. She sat near a pillar, wrapped in a thin, worn coat, dark hair falling loosely over her shoulders. Despite everything, there was a quiet beauty about her, not the polished kind, but something deeper, something wounded yet gentle. Most people walked past her like she was invisible. Ethan almost did too, but Lily stirred in her sleep and whispered, "Daddy, she looks sad." Ethan followed Lily's gaze. The woman held a small paper cup, her eyes fixed on the floor, as if she had learned long ago not to hope for kindness. Ethan hesitated. He had missed his flight. His money was counted down to the last dollar. Yet something tugged at him. He approached and offered her the sandwich he had bought for later. "I don't have much," he said softly, "but you can have this." The woman looked up, startled, then smiled, a fragile, grateful smile that seemed to carry 1,000 untold stories. "Thank you," she said. Her voice was calm, educated, almost surprising. "My name is Clara." They talked while Lily slept, and time seemed to slow. Clara spoke of losing everything, family, home, dignity, after a series of tragedies she never fully explained. Ethan shared his own story of being a widower, raising a child alone, chasing hope from one opportunity to the next. When the airport lights dimmed and announcements faded, Ethan realized something strange. Missing that flight didn't feel like a mistake anymore. It felt like fate quietly rearranging his life. Morning light filtered through the glass walls of the terminal, painting everything gold. Ethan had spent the night half awake, Lily curled beside him, while Clara sat nearby, respectful of his space yet somehow already part of their small world. When Lily woke up, she smiled at Clara like she had known her forever. "Are you coming with us today?" she asked innocently. Clara laughed softly, a sound that carried both warmth and pain. "I don't think I'm meant to go anywhere," she replied. Ethan had another decision to make. The airline offered a rebooked flight for the next evening. He could wait, stress, and worry, or he could follow the unexpected path unfolding in front of him. He offered Clara breakfast from a nearby cafe. She tried to refuse, but Lily insisted. Over coffee, Clara finally told her story. She had once been a schoolteacher, engaged, full of dreams. A drunk driver had taken her fiancé. Depression took her job. Medical bills took her savings. Pride kept her from asking for help, until the streets became her reality. Ethan listened, heart heavy. He saw not a homeless woman, but a human being crushed by life yet still standing. When he mentioned his job interview, Clara's eyes lit up. "You're meant to go," she said. "Your daughter deserves that future." Ethan hesitated, then did something that shocked even himself. He handed Clara a small envelope with money, almost all he had left. "It's not charity," he said. "It's belief." Clara cried. Not loud, not dramatic, just quiet tears of someone who hadn't felt seen in a long time. She promised to repay him someday, though Ethan told her she didn't owe him anything. As they parted, she pressed a small folded paper into his hand. "Open it when you feel lost," she said. Ethan didn't know it then, but that paper carried the weight of a miracle waiting to unfold. Months later, Ethan stood in a small but warm apartment, tying Lily's shoes for school. He had gotten the job. Life wasn't perfect, but it was stable, something he once thought impossible. That morning, a letter arrived with no return address. Inside was a note: "You believed in me when I had nothing. Please let me return that faith." Along with it was an invitation to an art exhibition downtown. Confused but curious, Ethan took Lily with him. The gallery was elegant, filled with people in fine clothes. Ethan felt out of place, until he saw her. Clara stood at the center, confident, radiant, her hair neatly styled, her eyes alive. She was the featured artist. Her paintings told stories of loss, hope, and survival, stories that mirrored her own. She saw Ethan and Lily and rushed over, tears in her eyes. You saved my life, she said. After their meeting, Clara had used the money to clean up, reconnect with an old mentor, and rediscover her talent. One chance, one act of kindness, had changed everything. As the crowd applauded her work, Ethan realized something profound: he hadn't missed his flight. He had arrived exactly where he was meant to be. And as Clara looked at him, not as a stranger, not as a memory, but as a future, he felt hope bloom in a way he hadn't felt since before loss had entered his life. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. At True Kindness Tales, we believe that one small act of compassion can rewrite an entire destiny. Because sometimes, the most beautiful journeys begin when we think we've missed our way.